What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka All Fires, and holy smokes, this third episode of Daredevil Born Again was amazing. We have got to talk about the ending. I know some of you guys have some questions about whether or not that was Frank Castle, the Punisher. We're going to get into that, as well as the enormous Easter egg. Everyone was wondering when and if Spider-Man would show up, but I'm pretty sure everybody thought if he did or would, it would be Peter Parker. As it turns out, we got a Spider-Man Easter egg, but not for Peter Parker, Miles Morales. We're breaking it all down. Daredevil Episode 3, the ending, and a huge Easter egg for the MCU's second web slinger. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who's been subscribing lately. We are growing at a breakneck pace, and I would just kindly invite you to do so. If you haven't already, whether you've been rocking with the channel for a while or this is your first time finding us, it is the best way to support us as content creators, and I would sincerely appreciate it. Now let's dive into this episode. Okay, so the enormous Easter egg comes towards the end of the episode when Matt is attempting to figure out how he can get his client, the White Tiger, off on this murder charge now that their star witness, which he went out of his way to protect, decides not to be truthful under oath and while on the stand. So Matt's big play is decidedly outing him without asking his permission. Now, you might have in the moment not understood why he did this, but it was one of those ask for forgiveness, not approval, because the White Tiger probably wouldn't have agreed to letting him out him in court. And the reason he did it was because he knew that there was this track record a mile long of him helping people, and that would help prove his character in court. So it was really about establishing who the White Tiger was leading up to this event to show that it would have been tremendously out of character. And to highlight this, he presented a ton of case files where independent police officers had provided their own accounts of what happened, including one officer that said he had saved his life when he intervened in an attack on the officer. But when he was going through the case files, he specifically name-dropped Officer Morales. And there is one very famous Officer Morales who's a New York City cop, none other than Miles Morales' dad. And so while we all expected a Spider-Man Easter egg of some kind, we really assumed it would be Peter Parker, but instead it was for Miles Morales. And with all the rumors swirling about what Spider-Man 4 could or couldn't be, and if you caught our video from yesterday, I said of all the things most likely to happen in that film is the introduction of Miles Morales, because the huge rumor has been that Sony plans on spinning him off after his introduction in Secret Wars to be the Spider-Man of their live-action universe that is now basically defunct for the main reason that it was a Spider-Man-less Spider-Verse. So you'll have Tom Holland in the 616 and Miles Morales over in the Sony Spider-Verse. And look, are there a ton of Moraleses in New York? Could there be more than one Morales on the New York City PD? Of course there could be, but remember, this isn't the first we're hearing of this in the 616. If you rewind to Spider-Man Homecoming, there was that role played by Donald Glover where he references his nephew, Miles. That was another Easter egg. So Miles is in the MCU right now. To me, that's what this says. That's what this Easter egg represents, and we could be looking a little far into it, but Marvel writers are keenly aware of all of the dialogue they write. It's definitely on purpose, and to me, a very poignant Easter egg for a Miles Morales to come. Now, fast forwarding to the very end of the episode, and obviously, I think there was this sentiment that White Tiger was in grave danger after he beat the case. I think that was part of the reason that, Daredevil had said your White Tigering days after this are over. Like, you won't be given the benefit of the doubt in the first place, but you're going to be a target by the cops. If they have a chance to take a shot at you, they will, and they didn't wait long at all. And so you have this scene where someone shoots him point blank in the head, then walks up towards the camera and has the Punisher symbol on his bulletproof vest. But obviously, we have seen this Punisher logo already tattooed on multiple cops, and so this is not Frank Castle, this is not the Punisher. Obviously, it's sort of made to be sort of ambiguous to imply, oh, could that be Frank Castle? But no, it's not. And surely, Frank is going to have something to say about the fact that corrupt cops have been misappropriating his symbol. Now, it's sort of interesting how they crafted that scene with Fisk watching Hector be let off in court, because you have to wonder how much he really cares about this specific case and or really cares about watching Matt Murdock win. And I think it could be an equal part of both, leading him to have this reaction where, shoot, okay, if you're going to get a vigilante off in this court case, you may win the battle, I'm going to win the war and outlaw all vigilantes. And instead of doing it through a legitimate news source like his 1-8 tries to imply, instead he goes the social media route because he knows of the sensationalism it's going to drive up, and he's going to use that public sentiment to sort of turn the tide against these masked vigilantes. And what better time to do that than in the wake of one being let off after he was accused of killing a cop. Now, this is going to open the door wide open for what's going to be our main antagonist in this series, Muse, because now with vigilantes outlawed, there's going to be a huge opportunity for someone like Muse to slide right in and make a mess of everything. Literally, no pun intended, he's going to make a mess of everything. Now, I just want to take this opportunity to say how much I'm enjoying this show. The show is so quality, just like Loki Season 2. The writing makes sense, and things that happen logically lead to other things that happen. Instead of having to guess your way through it, it's not just built on what's supposed to be funny or quirky comments and some one-off action. There's actual stakes in the show. There's actual emotion. It is so apparent from everything that was put into the show, and I saw some gripes about the CGI, and I also saw the reports that maybe the numbers weren't as high as people thought that they might be, a little bit less than Agatha, and even further behind Loki and Ahsoka. But I would say don't worry too much about what the numbers are in the very first week of the show. Remember, there was a whole female audience that was tuning in for Agatha that probably wasn't that quick to tune in for Daredevil. And this is a super intensely violent show, so where there is sort of a kid fan base for Marvel that watch this in a family setting, you can also be sure parents weren't ready to sit down with their younger children and watch Daredevil Born Again. So I think those things did contribute it to a little, but let the word of mouth pick up on how good this show actually is. Let's see how those numbers look by the time we get to the finale on the season. I think it'll tell a much different story. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. How much did you like episode 3? How much are you feeling this show? I am so hyped. It is definitely living up to what the Netflix experience was. Such a good show so far. So looking forward to episode 4. And again, we are doing watch parties for every episode, so if you want to come hang out about an hour before the episode, and then I watch here as you watch at home, and then we have some quick after discussion before I make these videos, come by and check it out at the channel. We'd love to have you. In the meantime, let's jump into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. The next giveaway is for the finale of Daredevil Born Again. If you want to be entered to win, super simple. All you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment on the video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced at the end of videos, same way we're doing here, with the winning comment shown on screen and live with my voice. So please stay vigilant on my channel, really any other. Remember, any content creator will never hit you up in the comments, will never charge you for shipping. Those are just scammers trying to use a content creator's photo. It's all just a ruse. If you should get a comment like that anywhere on YouTube, just report it directly to YouTube. It's the fastest way for them to respond. They'll delete that comment and account, and then you've really deleted that comment everywhere they've commented on YouTube. It's a huge service to the community, and any content creator getting targeted by these guys would sincerely appreciate it. The best way to keep up with the content here is to hit that notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I would appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name AllFires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.